With just under 2 hours to go till the Fantasy Premier League season is starting, come find out what my 5 top picks are for the 2018-2019 season are. Okay, so starting off with my first pick that I think that every team must have, and has to be Salah. I've also got him as my captain in my team. He's currently picked by 54% of the players, and I think that it's too much of a risk if you don't add him into your team. Liverpool have got such a great start to the season, starting with West Ham, Crystal Palace and Brighton. If Salah gets kind of 2 free goals and sets up 2 free goals, which is very possible, Liverpool were on scoring for fun last season, I think you could be in real trouble, and you'll be catching up already if he's not in your team and not your captain, for example. So for me, number 1, Salah is a must. Okay, moving on to number 2 is De Bruyne. And the reason I say that De Bruyne has to be in your team, he's more of a long-term option. And the reason I say that is because last season he was the least sub player for Man City. He's always in Pep Guardiola's plans. And as you can see here, he's got good goal scoring and assists in him. He got 209 points last season. And he's probably going to be the one player in that team that you can't see is going to be getting subbed or put in the rotation for the English Premier League games. So De Bruyne is my number 2 pick that has to be in your team for the season. Okay, going on to my third pick, I have Eriksen for Tottenham. It pains me to put Eriksen in my team because I'm an Arsenal supporter, but he got 11 goals and 10 assists last season, and this season you could argue that he's going to be even more crucial to the Tottenham team because they've got less people in their squad, as they didn't sign anyone this transfer window thanks to the fact that they've got a new stadium, they've got no money. He's currently in 18% of the teams on this game, and I think he's going to be really important. I think a lot's going to be getting put through him. I think Son and Kane and Lamella and those kind of players are going to be relying on him a lot, so he's going to be my third pick of the player that you have to have in your team. Okay, moving on to number 4. Firmino, for me, at least for the first sort of part of the season, he has to be in your team because Liverpool have got that really easy run. We actually go past sort of the first 5 games. You've got West Ham, Crystal Palace, Brighton, Leicester, Spurs. I mean, Spurs will be a hard game, but I think that they're probably going to be a little bit behind because of the fact that a lot of their players are in the World Cup, and also they are lacking squad numbers. Southampton, obviously, up till the game against Chelsea, they've got a pretty good run in. So for me, at the start of the season at least, Firmino has to be in your team, and he's my 4th pick. Lastly, I've got Aguero. And the reason I've got Aguero, I had a mix-up between him or Aubameyang, and I think there's a good reason for each one of them being in your team, but for me it's got to be Aguero. He already scored a brace against Chelsea in the Cup before the start of the season. He looks on form. He didn't play much in the World Cup because he wasn't selected for some of the games, and also Argentina crashed out early. So I think he's fired, he's ready, he's got more experience, he's a reliable striker. You can just see from his points in the last kind of 5 seasons, they're always above 150. Yes, last season he didn't quite meet the standards that he sets normally, but 21 goals is still a good return, and I expect him to get 20 plus goals this season, if not more. So for me, Aguero is my 5th pick that you have to have in your team. Outside of that, the only other player that I would say that should be a player you consider is Mendy. He obviously was injured last season for most of it. I've seen him in pre-season. He looks fit, he looks ready to go, and he's being given freedom on the left by Pep Guardiola to just do what he wants. He's an attacking left wing back, and I think he could have quite a few assists in him. It'll be interesting to see. I'm not going to say he's one of my picks that has to be in your team, but I think it's going to be interesting to see his start of the season. He could progress into a really important player for Man City later on in the season. Anyway, that's my top 5 picks. Let me know in the comments how you, if you agree or if you don't agree, or if there's any players that you think have to be in the team or not. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time.